Hello, my name is David Etheridge, and this is my speech number 5. Here's my 3 index cards. Here is my presentation on the computer, and there is my audience members. Alrighty, set up. Okay. Imagine yourself waking up and not knowing where your next meal is going to come from. Then imagine not knowing where you're going to be able to sleep when you got tired and needed to rest. Is there a friend that you could call and haven't overstayed a welcome at already that would be sympathetic to your situation? How do you call them when you don't have a phone? Are they going to be able to come and get you? Already you feel like you're ready to give up, but hunger keeps you moving. Because if you only had $1, you could get something to eat. Every day this is your routine because surviving is all that matters. Not what's happening on Facebook or Instagram, but how you're going to be able to fight the feeling to just give up when everything feels so hard. Hello, my name is David Etheridge, team leader of Group A. I myself have experienced what it's like to ask these questions that depend on the kindness of those around me for help. According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Development 2016 Annual Homeless Assessment Report, accessed May 22nd, 2018, research has shown that there are over 500,000 homeless in the United States. That's more than the population of Atlanta, Georgia. Today we will discuss the problem of homelessness in the United States. Then we will discuss some of the organizations that provide resources both locally and nationally to help those that are homeless. Megan Montgomery will talk about Salvation Army and what they do to help. Riley Bowman will tell us about the National Coalition for the Homeless. Yulissa Villegas will discuss how Habitat for Humanity provides for those in need. And Aubrey Murphy will inform us about PATH and how they provide help. Okay. We'll begin by talking about why homelessness is a problem in our country, by going over the problems that have faced in the past and where we stand today, and what will happen in the future if we decide to not let this happen. First, let's talk about some of the history behind the homelessness problem in the United States. According to Downtown's Congregation to End Homelessness, accessed May 22nd, 2018, homelessness in 1640 was seen as a character flaw as much as it is today, meaning that people believe if they would just work harder, they could provide for homelessness. They could provide for themselves. Though times have changed, the beliefs about homelessness have not. Downtown Congregation to End Homelessness also goes on to say that things that kept people homeless throughout history still play a role today. So now that we have discussed some of the history of homelessness in the U.S., this leads us to where we are now and how the problem and what we are doing to try and remedy it. According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Development, numbers have shown that homelessness has gone up despite the rise in economy. You could say that the rise in economy is only furthering the gap from the homeless to be able to sustain themselves. According to the National Homelessness.org, access May 22nd, 2018, natural disasters contribute to homelessness by taking both where they were living and their source of income. Now that we can see what the current situation is, let's try and discuss what would happen if we continue to let the problem get worse. According to Teresa Wiltz on pewtrust.org, access May 21st, 2018, homelessness numbers will increase by 5%. That's 74,000 in the next 3 years if nothing is done to curb the causes. With the increase in rent prices, the housing problem will only get worse. According to Forbes.com, access May 21st, 2018, rental prices increased $300 to $500 annually. According to Brody Rahman, the Journal of Urban Health and Development, access May 22nd, 2018, climate change will affect the health and hardships of the homeless as temperatures rise. Therefore, global warming will increase the risk associated with being homeless, so we must catch up to the demand of the resources to help these in need. Now that we have discussed the past that has led to where we are in the present and where we're headed if no actions are taken, Megan Montgomery will now tell us about the Smith County Salvation Army and how they will combat the homeless problem locally. Okay, 10 seconds. Today we have discussed the problem with homelessness. And then we also discussed some of the resources for, in particular, the charities that provide help here are the Smith County Salvation Army, National Coalition for the Homeless, Habitat for Humanity, and PATH. There are also some things that you can do to support the organization, such as volunteering at local charities, as well as supporting local and federal legislature that directly affects the fight to end homelessness. I hope that some of the things that we've talked about today have awoken in you a hope that one day everyone will have a place to call home and never have to go hungry when so many others have this opportunity to help. As Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. The end.